Well, Deputy Minister for Education, Dr. Osei Edu-Chum, says teachers across the country are continuously putting together educational content to be aired on Ghana Broadcasting Corporation for students staying at home and those without access to the ministry's e-learning platforms. He also adds the Ghana Investment Fund for Electronic Communications under the Communications Ministry is increasing efforts to reach all communities as it addresses gaps developed in the process. Now, he joins us online right now to tell us more about what government is doing. How much effort has been made to reach people in these communities we are talking about here?
Stepped up. They stepped up by making sure they quickly deployed the content from the distance education and open learning organization called Sendlos. And they were able to use the content from there immediately in partnership with GTV to begin to ensure that the students will have access to top-of-the-line content. In fact, lab activities and others have been prepared by Sendlos, and these are made available not just on TV, but also, aside from the TV, is the iCampus, where there are more activities for students to work on. As I speak with you, our teachers have been recruited across the country, and they are quickly putting content together that can be deployed on GTV so that students can have access to it. That GIFEC and Minister Honorable Ursula also Kufo is doing some good things. I mean, there are a number of communities that have been given access to the internet, and also computers have been given to a number of schools. But, you know, nobody prepared themselves for this eventuality that we are dealing with. And of course, some things may go very well, others may not be. That is not to say that we should not strive to do a better job. I think what this has done, as the president said in his last speech, talking about the gaps that we've seen in healthcare, we're also seeing the gaps in education through connectivity. And these are things that we are doing everything possible and will continue to do to make sure that technology will be utilized for the benefit of all, irrespective of where they live and their location in this country.
What are we going?
All right, so that was the Deputy Minister of Education, Dr. Osei Edu-Chum. But now we're going to speak with the interim chairman of the Ghana National Education Campaign Coalition, Joseph Homaji, who joins us online now. Now, you're concerned about the students in rural communities who do not have access to online learning. Have you been engaging government on this? And what do you make of efforts being done by, put in place by government so far?
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity. We want to commend the Ministry of Education, for that matter, Ghana Education Service, for organizing the learning program on the TV for SHS students. However, we still have the concern is that the children in the rural areas may not be benefiting from this program. So you will see clearly there is an issue of inequity here. There's no equity here, because the children in the rural areas, who are the vulnerable children in the rural areas, most of them don't have access to TV. Number two, they don't have iPhones. So learning becomes a problem for them. So they will not access this kind of learning program on the TV, and they will be at the disadvantage point. Then number two, they also, so the basic schools is yet. And number three, we children with disabilities, for that matter, children with special needs in the rural areas, also are not getting any benefit from this program. So we want to encourage the government, even though they are doing well, we want to encourage Ministry of Education and GES that they should cater for children with disabilities, and for that matter, children with special needs in the rural areas. Number two, the vulnerable children also who don't have iPhones. If iPhones could be provided for these children, then we're also suggesting that Ministry of Education, for that matter, GES, could also organize mobile libraries for the children so that they can access education through mobile libraries. Then community centers can also be used to educate the children. Community radios can also be used, because we don't use radios. As for the community, some of them, we have community centers, so they can use radios, community radios, to educate the children, to encourage them. Then we can also talk to the parents. Some parents will involve the children by giving them some learning process in the rural areas, so that these children will not be roaming about, like we have heard from the children expressing their sentiments already. My organization, that's a coalition, GNEC, we are taking some initiative. Very soon, by close of this week or next week, we'll roll it out for children with disabilities. We have been getting some funds from...
All right, thank you very much. That's Joseph Omachi. Unfortunately, he would have to, that's all the time we have for that. He's the interim chairman of the Ghana National Education Campaign Coalition. Over to you.